this is crazy.
Yeah.
This guy's 40 years old and still can crack and still as fast as lightning.
Still got speed that kind of compares to the average or above average speed that's out there today.
Joe Rogan has responded to Manny Pacquiao's new training video at 46 years old, calling it unbelievable. He said it's wild how Pacquiao, even though he's nearly 50, still punches with power and moves like someone much younger. His speed, strength, and sharpness haven't faded, and he still looks amazing. Rogan said Pacquiao is far from normal. He's like a professional heavyweight in a smaller body, and still very dangerous. Rogan explained that Pacquiao is a different kind of fighter who doesn't need to talk trash or hype himself up. He lets his actions inside the ring speak for him, and even now his speed, focus, and strength make him a serious threat.
He's an interesting guy, man, because he's so friendly.
Right.
You know, like even like when people are trash talking, he's like smiling, and then gets in that ring.
Kick your ass later.
Different fucking dude.
Right.
Once he steps through that roast, like this is a whole different set of rules he's flying with.
Like, Keith Thurman talking about he's gonna crucify him and stuff like that, and he just like,
don't say that. Yeah.
And got crucified.
Yeah, but he's
I wish you the best too. Good luck in that fight.
A new video of Pacquiao's training has caused more buzz among boxing fans. A short clip shows him hitting the mitts with intense focus and surprising speed. His punches come in fast, clean combos, and his footwork shows flashes of the same slick movement that once gave world-class boxers trouble. Even though he's 46, there's a spark in how he moves, a reminder of the explosive style that made him one of boxing's most exciting fighters. Joe Rogan has long praised Manny Pacquiao's amazing boxing career, especially the historic fact that he won world titles in 8 different weight divisions. Rogan said this kind of achievement is extremely rare and shows just how special Pacquiao is. He also talked about Pacquiao's speed and agility, which were incredible for someone his size. Rogan once described Pacquiao's legs as strong like tanks, giving him the power and stamina to dominate in multiple weight classes. That mix of speed and power made Pacquiao a one-of-a-kind boxer who could beat fighters in many different divisions.
Greatest boxer maybe in my generation, Manny Pacquiao, man.
Oh yeah,
Destroyed.
Manny Pacquiao. He
Fucking just
won world
destroyed.
titles in 8 different weight classes. Who the fuck does that?
And the way he did it, like that Cotto, I'm a huge fan of Cotto. I love this school, and the way that he beat Cotto, I didn't think nobody could ever do that to me. And it's just like, bro, what the fuck?
Well, his legs, Manny's legs are like tree trunks.
Yeah, and the
It's
hand
crazy.
speed, the power,
speed, everything.
I just always wish that the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight would have took place many years before then when it did, you know.
Well, it also took place and Manny went into the fight with a fucked up shoulder. I mean, he knew his shoulder was fucked before that fight and just wanted that money and just let's see what happens.
Rogan has also imagined how explosive a Pacquiao versus Mayweather fight would have been if they had met in their prime years. He said the bout would have taken over the internet and social media, breaking records and drawing millions of viewers. Rogan's comments show not just respect for Pacquiao's skills, but also recognition of how big his name is around the world. He believes Pacquiao is more than a boxing star, he's a global icon, whose legacy goes beyond just wins and titles.
Some great fights never take place, or they take place too late, like Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao. They fought too late. I mean, if that fight could have been arranged by Riyadh Season, they probably would have caught them both in their prime, and it would have been chaos.
Yeah, Manny was dying before that ever
Yeah,
started.
and he also had a blown shoulder going into the fight.
Yeah.
He needed shoulder surgery.
Boxing expert Ryan Campbell shared his take on Pacquiao fighting again at 46 years old. He talked about how hard it is to face a younger and stronger champion like Mario Barrios. Campbell compared the situation to George Foreman's famous comeback and said age isn't always the deciding factor in boxing. Sometimes older fighters can surprise everyone with one last great performance that people remember forever.
Only 8-division world champion. He'll be inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame next month. And then in July, BC is going to come out of retirement. Why now?
By the way, between those two dates, I believe he has an election coming up for a Senate position in the Philippines. So we always know that Manny is a busy man. He gets after it. He also dares to be great. And this is wild news. Look, in the boxing underground rumor mill, this had been floating around for a couple months. We just didn't know if it was going to be for real. Was Manny really going to commit to not just coming back after 4 years away, after just one fight in the last 6 years, at age 46, but to come back directly into a title fight against a young, in his prime, active champion, Mario Barrios? It's interesting theater, to say the least. It's a pay-per-view main event, reportedly for July 19th. And we know Manny Pacquiao has always brought big business, but now he's going to bring it in more of the late career George Foreman type of way to etch himself into that record book even further. Can Manny do it? I mean, look, the odds are certainly against him, but there's one thing about certain legends in this game. Think Bernard Hopkins, who fought into a very late age. Some of them, as long as they can physically get themselves into that ring, sometimes they can reproduce magic for one night. So it's a romantic situation. I got cats walking around. Yep. People are excited to see the Pac-Man back. You just got to kind of figure out, is this for real? Is he going to be for real? Or are we going to send him into a physical, violent retirement?
Campbell also looked at Pacquiao's current abilities and physical shape. Even though he's clearly not in his prime anymore, Pacquiao still has speed that can match or even beat some average boxers today. Campbell admitted Pacquiao has lost some explosiveness, but his fast hands and footwork are still useful against less skilled fighters. People in boxing are split on what to expect, some fans think his instincts and experience might be enough for a strong showing. Others remember his last fight 5 years ago, where he didn't look like his old self. There's both hope and concern as fans try to balance respect for his career with honest views about where he is now.
Manny Pacquiao against Mario Barrios fight is signed, done for July of 2025. Pacquiao is 46 years old. We haven't seen him in the ring in years. Are you cool with Pacquiao against Mario Barrios?
If I was cool with Manny Pacquiao coming back and fighting Keith Thurman, I'm definitely going to be cool with this one. Barrios is not a puncher. Thurman was one of the biggest punchers in boxing. I think he's going to be just fine.
If Pacquiao wants to come back as a Hall of Famer and fight one more time, whatever. He didn't look good against Yordenis Ugas, and that was 5 years ago. We've seen him in these exhibitions looking fleshy, to say the least. It's meaningless because if Barrios wins, he's never going to fight a Boots Ennis. If Pacquiao wins, he's not going to fight anybody ever again. So I'm kind of indifferent to the whole thing.
There's talk that fighting Mario Barrios is just the first step in a bigger plan. Rumors say if Pacquiao beats Barrios, it could set up a huge fight against Gervonta Tank Davis. Some believe Barrios was picked because he gives Pacquiao a better chance to win, helping him build hype and momentum for a bigger payday. This kind of strategy is common in boxing comebacks, where early fights help test if a returning star still has what it takes and can attract big interest again.
So basically, your interpretation is that the boxing public is upset because they believe Pacquiao's gonna beat Barrios, which is gonna lead to a Tank Pacquiao fight?
Yes, look around. Look in the Discord. That's what everybody Pac and Tank that's being set up.
Oh,
Tank
so,
and Pac.
okay, so they saying Barrios is the setup for Tank and Pac. I didn't see that, but your argument makes sense. If he beats Barrios, there's nothing wrong with him fighting Tank. But the issue is he don't deserve the Barrios fight off of 3 years off and a loss to Ugas.
That's Cranberry River, man. That's what boxing is. But longer deserve a Canelo fight.
Gervonta Tank Davis has a 6 to 7 fight deal with the PBC and Amazon for $200 million. That's like $30 million a fight. All right. He also has a fight date for November. El Rayo team has said they're not fighting this year, so he's not the guy. So the question is, who is the guy who is willing to fight Tank by November and could build the fight into a fight worth $30 million? Y'all must be out y'all minds if y'all think that Manny Pacquiao versus Gervonta Tank Davis isn't a huge fight. That'll probably be his biggest fight ever. Y'all know that's a big fight because the boxing fan today, they know Tyson, Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather, Canelo Alvarez. That's who they know.
One of the most powerful parts of Pacquiao's return is his goal to win the WBC welterweight title again. This is the same organization that gave him his very first world title many years ago. That connection adds emotion to this fight and makes it about more than just winning. It's about closing the loop on a legendary career. It feels like a return to where it all started, giving the fight deeper meaning.
Boxing Doctor News told onto your gloves, boxing fans, the rumors are true. Manny Pacquiao is stepping back into the ring. At 46 years old, the Filipino legend is taking on WBC welterweight champ Mario Barrios this July. But here's the kicker. Pacquiao's first world title was as a flyweight, and now he wants to retire as the WBC welterweight champ. Talk about a career comeback. But can the Pac-Man turn back time? He hasn't been in top form lately, while Barrios is coming off a tough draw. Will Pacquiao's experience triumph over youth, or is this one fight too far? Either way, July is shaping up to be an explosive month for boxing. Pacquiao's rolling the dice one last time. Will he make history as the oldest welterweight champ ever? Get ready for a showdown that'll have you on the edge of your seat.
Even though he's older and has been away from the ring, a lot of people still believe Pacquiao is what it takes to beat Barrios. His career is filled with wins over some of boxing's best, which gives fans hope that he's still dangerous. Winning this fight would not only help his legacy, but also shut down critics who say he no longer belongs in the spotlight. At this stage, the stakes are high, and this fight could prove he still deserves respect at the top level.
On Manny Pacquiao to do something, any fighter to do incredible stuff, I will bet that Manny Pacquiao will be the guy, and that's why he's one of the GOATs of the sport of boxing. No, probably the GOAT, arguably. Alright, Manny Pacquiao could beat Mario Barrios. Now, Mario Barrios is good. I'm not saying that. I'm not trying to, devalue Mario Barrios, but Manny Pacquiao is just a special fighter, special human being, a freak of nature. Alright, and like I said in the beginning, if these guys could do it, I believe that Manny Pacquiao could do it. He lives a wholesome life. He lives a sober life. He doesn't party around and stuff like that unless he's with the wife. He's a family man. He's a God-fearing man. And look, just like George Foreman was a God-fearing man who was living a clean life and stuff like that.
Mario Barrios is a solid fighter, and no one is trying to take anything away from him. But people still see Manny Pacquiao as something different, someone gifted and rare. They say he lives clean, stays away from wild partying, and focuses on his family and faith. That lifestyle reminds some fans of George Foreman, another fighter who came back successfully later in life. Barrios and his team are taking this match seriously. His coach said they're training like they're facing the prime version of Pacquiao. Barrios is known for stepping up in tough situations, so this will be a serious test for both fighters. The mindset shows
they presented us, with this opportunity, and he said, you know what, I'll bite down for it one more time. And then from there, obviously we had a tough loss, but it was a competitive fight. And his first fight at 147 pounds, he goes on and takes on Keith Thurman. No tune-ups, no getting used to the thing. Goes at that point is about as good as you can get in the division, and took on that. So he takes on all comers, all challenges. His first world title against Petirov, the Russian, is about as tough as you could have done at the time. And so I think he's earned the right now to be in the biggest, best possible fights. And now it's going to be up to Al Heyman and Louis DeCubas Jr. on what they see is best and fit for his career, whether that's, Pacquiao, Spence, if that's a unification with Boots Ennis. That'll be up to them. But I do know one thing about Mario Barrios.
Pacquiao's advisor, Sean Gibbons, said the choice to fight Barrios was carefully planned, a special meaning. Since Barrios holds the WBC belt, the match connects directly to Pacquiao's long history with that same title group. Gibbons explained that winning the WBC belt again would be a powerful way to wrap up Pacquiao's story in boxing. This isn't just a comeback, it's a chance to end his career in a meaningful, full-circle moment.
We have Sean Gibbons here, Manny Pacquiao's right-hand man, advisor, head of MP Promotions. Sean, I know you spent a lot of time with Manny Pacquiao over recent weeks and months. There's a lot of conversations about Manny's comeback. What is the latest that you could offer, and the update around the potential matchup with Mario Barrios?
Well, the latest is Manny's fighting an exhibition on the 28th in Japan. So, you don't really look past that. But if he's successful there, Mario Barrios, we've talked about Conor Benn, which I believe was a great fight. That would have been a tremendous fight. We could have done it in England, we could have done it in the US, we could have done it in Riyadh season. But the fact that he wasn't able to come off the suspension, that put the brakes on that. So that brought us to Mario Barrios. He's the WBC world champion. Manny's first belt ever many years ago was the WBC belt. So I think it would have been
Pacquiao's list of achievements is one of the most impressive in boxing history. He's won 12 major world titles and has been the lineal champion for weight divisions, ranging from flyweight all the way to super lightweight. He's also the only fighter to win titles in 4 different decades, which shows how long he's been successful. His 25 pay-per-view fights brought in more than $1.2 billion, proving that he's been one of the sport's biggest stars for years and continues to attract huge audiences.
Philippine boxing legend Manny Pacquiao leads ESPN's list of top 25 Asian athletes of the 21st century. The 8th Division World Boxing Champ bested the likes of Chinese basketball icon Yao Ming and Japanese baseball superstar Ichiro Suzuki, who finished 2nd and 3rd respectively. Completing the top 5 are Korean football star Song Hong-min and Japanese-American Naomi Osaka. Also making the list, the Philippines' first ever Olympic gold medal winner, weightlifter Heidelin Diaz, and the PBA's 7-time PBA MVP, Junmar Fajardo.
The office of the Vice President confirms Sara Duterte is abroad on a personal trip.
In 2021, Pacquiao said goodbye to boxing so he could focus on politics in the Philippines. He ran for president in 2022, but didn't win. Even after that loss, he stayed active as a senator and continued helping people through charity work. His retirement ended an incredible chapter in sports, but his impact didn't stop. When Pacquiao announced his return, it shocked the boxing world. Fans and experts were caught off guard, especially because he hadn't fought in years and many thought he was done for good.
2015, you remember that one. Pacquiao is now planning to run for president in his native Philippines this upcoming May. But Shannon, how will you remember Manny as a boxer?
Historically great fighter.
Good for you.
The only fighter to win 8 world titles. I mean, he started out boxing, he was 106 pounds, won a title at, I think, 112, and went all the way up to
108 first.
Went all the way up to 154.
It's impossible. It's just...
I don't believe, I feel very comfortable and said, I don't believe we'll ever see that again, Skip.
We'll never see it again.
And it wasn't like he was fighting bums. When you go back and look at Marco Antonio Barrera and Eric Morales and Oscar Larios and De La Hoya and Hatton and Cotto, Margarita, Mosley, Timothy Bradley, Mayweather, Skip. I mean, what do you got to say? He was a champion in 4 different decades.
Yep.
Fighter of the year. First ballot Hall of Fame. He's great. He fought everybody. Whenever.
WBC President Mauricio Suleiman confirmed that Pacquiao got all the needed approvals to compete for the welterweight belt again. But not everyone supports this comeback. Some say fighting at 46 is dangerous and wonder if it's really about legacy or just money. Critics compare it to Floyd Mayweather's recent exhibition matches and claim it feels more like a show than a real fight. This debate reflects a bigger conversation in boxing about older stars returning to the ring and where the line should be between honoring greatness and risking too much.
The WBC president Mauricio Suleiman has said Mario Barrios will face Manny Pacquiao this July. That's some crazy shit, bro. That's some crazy news. Manny Pacquiao is 46 years of age. He's making his return to the ring. And he said he wants to go out with a bang. He wants to finish his career as a champion. That's some crazy shit. Manny Pacquiao's professional record currently stands at 62 wins, 39 of those coming via knockout, 8 losses and 2 draws. Manny Pacquiao has one of the most impressive CVs in the sport of boxing. Just take a look at from 09, Ricky Hatton, all the way up until here. There's so many names: Timothy Bradley, Manuel Marquez, Shane Mosley, Joshua Clotley, Miguel Cotto, Floyd Mayweather, Jesse Vargas. Like, there's so many names on this list. You know what I'm saying? Let's take a look at Mario Barrios' record. 29 wins, 18 of those coming via knockout, 2 losses and 1 draw on his resume. What do I make of this fight? I don't know, you know. I mean, listen, this is a young man's sport. I asked myself, Manny Pacquiao, why do you want to come back and fight a younger fighter? You know what I mean? Mario Barrios, who is the current champion, the WBC champion. Why? What have you got to prove? You've proven everything throughout your career. So I don't know what to say, but anyways, let me know in the comment section what you guys think, and watch a clip of the president of WBC, Mauricio Suleiman, talk about this.
As of now, Mario Barrios is the WBC champion, so who is he mandated to fight next? Do you have made that decision yet?
Well, at this time, Mario Barrios is going to fight Manny Pacquiao in July.
he wants to retire as WBC champion, so he's fighting in the welterweight division.
Why does he come out of retirement and get a WBC title shot in his first fight?
Because it's something that WBC has respected. Sugar Ray Leonard was retired 4 years when he requested to fight Marvin Hagler and defeated Hagler. So we do have that provision in the rules. A legendary champion with the credentials such as Manny Pacquiao. He has been medically cleared, licensed by Nevada, so we have voted in favor.